Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Blaze Black 2. Last time, we faced off against the resident Hoenn gym leader here in Opelucid City, Winona, and we trained all of our Pokemon up to a very respectable level 60 plus, which is very nice. And this time, after I want to say 22 episodes of waiting, we are finally going to be going after another gym badge, so let's do it. This is the Opelucid Gym. Welcome to the Opelucid City Gym. Here's some fresh water. Stay hydrated. How do you like these dragon statues? This gym is the only place in Unova with statues this size. Climb on the dragon's head and aim for the top of the other dragon, where Drayden, the gym leader, is waiting. Dragon-type Pokemon are his specialty. Just between you and me, Dragon types are weak to Ice-type moves, as well as to moves of their own type, meaning Dragon. Yes indeed, this gym is quite the big one. One thing that's worth noting is in Pokemon White only, out of the 4 Generation 5 Pokemon games, Iris is actually the gym leader, but here we have Drayden as the gym leader. Always aim for the top, like a dragon taking flight. So basically what we have to do is we have to battle these trainers in order to enable the dragon's head to move upwards through the gym. Pretty crazy stuff, and as you can imagine, we're going to be fighting a lot of dragons along the way. Fun fact, this is the only time where a game featured a dragon-type gym that was not the last gym, and I just realized I forgot to turn battle animations back on after doing all of the training last episode. Whoops, I'm gonna have to do that right after we end this fight. Sorry about that. So I guess this fight's just gonna go a little bit quicker than other fights just because we don't watch the battle animations. Last episode took a little under 2 hours to record because of all the training I did, so I turned off the battle animations in order to speed everything up. But unfortunately, it looks like it slipped my mind to turn them back on, which is a little bit awkward, but I think we can deal with it. Alrighty, I think just Force Palm is probably good for Xylus right here, and down it goes. Lucario getting ever closer to level 67. Alrighty. And now that we have defeated this trainer, trainers far stronger than I wait for you above. The ones on the right emphasize attack. The ones on the left emphasize defense. Return to the dragon's head and step on the glowing triangle. Then choose either left or right. That is basically how we are going to be navigating through this gym. But first off, let's turn that back on. Very good. And now, stepping back over here, this button, when stepped on, allows us to ascend ever so higher in this gym. Now, as far as I remember, you only have to battle one trainer on each floor, but being me, I'd like to fight all of the trainers in the gym, so I think we're going to go this way first. Really intense stuff right there. These are really mobile statues. Defense is everything. Alrighty. Next trainer coming right up. Now, even though we are, I don't want to say significantly higher leveled than the Pokemon in this gym, but decently so, I'm still a little bit nervous for this gym, just because Generation 5 was kinda where the power creep for dragons sort of peaked. I feel like Generation 5 is where dragons were at their most powerful in this series, so it can be a little scary going up against them, especially since we do not have access to Ice Beam yet. The TM for Ice Beam can only be obtained after this gym, which is absolutely jerkish game design. Ice Beam would be so helpful in this gym, but you just do not have it. And I'm pretty sure that's the same for the original Black and White as well. You just don't have Ice Beam for this gym. Really, really sucks, to be perfectly honest, because Ice Beam is probably the one saving grace of the ice type that can help you in a gym like this. But you cannot have. And of course, Lucario, being my Dragon Pulse user, is going to be running out of power points for that pretty quick, although that managed to knock it out, which I'm surprised about. And up next we have Dragonair, which is the pre-evolved form of Dragonite, so should be a bit easier to take down. Fun fact, when I was grinding against Winona, Garchomp was capable of one-shotting her Altaria, and Lucario was not, which I think is pretty interesting all by itself. That stab boost that Garchomp gets is definitely helpful, although I'd be a bit hesitant to use Garchomp in this gym, just because Dragon-type moves can be used against us and deal a lot of damage. And speaking of dealing a lot of damage, I think I am going to want to head back out of this gym. The trainers that wait above have different fighting styles. The one on the right fights only triple battles. The one on the left fights only rotation battles. Choose the style of battle you're better at. Remember, they won't even battle you if you don't have 3 or more Pokemon with you. Definitely worth keeping in mind. Anyway, we can head back this way, and we may also ascend up or fight the trainer on the right, but for now, I would like to step on this one and return to the ground floor, because I think a trip to the Pokemon Center is in order. Expect there to be quite a few of these in this episode, just by virtue of the difficulty of this gym. Also worth noting, this is as far down as you can go. So, without further ado, I am going to go heal, and I will be right back. Alrighty, we are heading right back on up to the second floor of the gym. And I think what we want to do is head over to the right here and fight this guy. Offense is everything! Okay. Next up we have another veteran. And he brings out Druddigon, which is a pretty interesting dragon type. Single stage only, which is a little weird, but I think we can roll with it. Not the most powerful of dragon types, but it can definitely give you a run for your money in certain tight spots. Fortunately, that is not one of them, and down it goes quite quickly. And up next we have Vibrava. At least I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I don't want to shell out the $15 for the Pokédex 3D app on the 3DS in order to find out for sure. Interesting little dragon type, which really isn't all that good at all until it evolves into the almighty Flygon. And finally, right here, we have Kingdra. Kingdra is interesting because since it is part water type, it actually takes normal effective damage from ice type moves, meaning dragon is this thing's only weakness if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, one of these things gave us a lot of grief back near the end of the Johto portion of Liquid Crystal, so it's nice to see one go down in one shot this time. As for the trainers above me, Andy's going to explain what has already been explained to us. I think that's the exact same text, actually. And we can head back into the center and ascend further upwards in the gym. So last time we did the left trainer first, so I think this time we can do the right trainer first. Man, this gym is intense. Alrighty. Triple Battles. It's a combination that raises 3 Pokemon's destructive power. Alrighty, getting in here we have yet another veteran. I think everyone in this gym is a veteran, and it looks like we have the entire Gible line ahead of us. Gible, Garchomp, and Gabite. Luckily, we have a Garchomp of our own, which means things should go at least decently smoothly for us. Luckily, since my Garchomp is of a higher level, it is almost certainly going to be outspeeding here. Let's see what's going to happen. Got Psychic onto that Gible, and it brings it down. Critical hit, but I'm not complaining. Get a little bit of experience for that one. Dragon Claw from my Garchomp hits the opponent Garchomp, and That's actually a one-shot. Garchomp is really not a force to be reckoned with whatsoever. If you have the option of avoiding fighting one of those things, you avoid fighting it, because as you can see, my Garchomp will wreck your face in. In fact, we have a clean sweep right here. That is awesome. And I think that's this triple battle. Very nice. You are strong enough to challenge Mayor Drayden. You have the power to unleash the full force of your deep desire to win. So we technically could fight the gym leader now, but I think we want to face off against the final trainer in the gym first. So let's do that. In rotation battles, how the three Pokemon follow one another is key. Okay. One last veteran we have to get through, and here we actually have the Bagon line, which I don't feel is quite as threatening as the Garchomp line, but it's worth keeping an eye on nonetheless. Now, unfortunately, rotation battles are a bit slower than triple battles, so this fight is actually going to take us 3 turns instead of 1. And that's just assuming I hit all 3 hits, which I don't, which means we are already extending the length of this fight. Luckily, I don't think I have to worry about Garchomp not getting a knockout here, just because it is very fast and also doesn't get the knockout. That's a little awkward. Wow, that was quite the hit. Yeah, we'll keep doing Dragon Claw, and he doesn't switch, which is interesting. I would think he'd want to, but apparently not. And down goes Shelgon. Get some very thinly spread experience for that, and I think Dragon Claw will definitely bring down Bagon right here, because unlike Shelgon, Bagon isn't nearly as defensive. So down it goes. I guess now's the moment of truth. Can Garchomp actually one-shot a Salamence? I'm actually not sure. We one-shot a Garchomp earlier, so I guess there's precedent for it. Let's see what happens. And we actually do it. Wowee. Can't believe we've come all the way to one-shot Salamence. That's crazy. Magnezone gets level 61. Very nice. And that is the last trainer of this gym. A battle between you and Mayor Drayden must be stirring. You must desire victory more than anything. Now go! I will. But not before I heal one last time, so I will be right back. Alrighty, here we are back on the 2nd floor of the gym. Or is it the 3rd? I think it's the 3rd, actually. And there is nothing more standing in our way between us and the man who has been talked about to us for the past 15 or so episodes, Mayor Drayden of Opelucid City. Let's do it. Alrighty. Welcome. Thank you for coming. I am the Opelucid Pokemon Gym Leader, Drayden. As the mayor, I've given everything to developing the city. As a trainer, I've simply been pursuing greater strength. But what I'm searching for now is a young trainer who can show me a bright future. Perhaps you can show me that future, the way Iris has. Here we are. This is Leader Drayden, opening up with a Xylus, which is something that you definitely want to watch out for, but one nice thing about this line of Pokemon in particular is it is part Dark type, meaning it takes super effective damage from fighting type moves, which is pretty interesting. So let's blast it with an Aura Sphere, and down it goes. Very nice. Alrighty, now I'm pretty sure most of this guy's Pokemon are packing Flamethrower, so if they get a hit in, it can be very scary. So I think one-shots or no-shots are the way to go. Up next we have a Flygon right here, which is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Let's try and hit it with a Dragon Pulse. Not entirely confident that I'll be able to knock this thing down in one shot. Flygon is pretty powerful, but we managed to do it. Very nice. Up next is Altaria, a Pokemon which we are familiar with from fighting Winona, so I'm going to send out Garchomp to see if we can pull off a one-shot on this thing. It'll be close, I can tell you that. I'm not sure. But I feel like it would be better than just having Lucario out here bossing everything, so let's take a bit of a risk and bring out Garchomp's Dragon Claw. And we got it. I'm pretty sure that was very close. I had Winona's Altaria survive hits a couple of times, which is a little scary. Up next we have Druddigon, which we have already seen in this gym, so I don't think there's really much need to talk about it again. Hit it with another Dragon Claw. And down it goes. I'm actually almost disappointed. This is a little bit too easy. But I guess we deserve a little bit of a break considering how powerful the dragons can be. Especially since this is nowhere near the most difficult fight in the game. With that said, let's hit this Haxorus, the final form of Axew, with Dragon Claw. And it actually goes down. The blood in my veins burns stronger than yours, Draydens. I have claimed victory. This bitterness that floods me after a defeat. The heart that does not succumb to such a text scrolling so fastness. Wonderful. I'm grateful that we had a chance to meet and battle. It reminded me that Pokemon battles are about working with others to meet our challenges together. David received the Legend Badge from Drayden. This is our 7th gym badge. Only one remains. Well now, you've obtained 7 of the gym badges in Unova. That means Pokemon up to level 80, including those received in trades, will follow your commands obediently. I also want you to have this. It's a TM I'm particularly fond of. It's called Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail is a move that returns the damaged Pokemon to its Pokeball. In other words, it switches your opponent's Pokemon. Professor Juniper asked me to tell you about the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon that created Unova. Please wait outside. And wait outside we shall. So, without further ado, let us make the very admittedly slow descent all the way down the gym. I wish they had put a shortcut here like they do in a lot of other gyms, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. After our quite commanding victory, actually, hope no one's disappointed by how smoothly that went. I'm actually surprised at how smoothly it went myself. I was expecting it to be a much greater challenge. I'll show you the way. Follow me. Well, indeed, Drayden seems to have some very interesting tales about the creation of Unova to tell us. But I think first off, we should probably head over to the Pokemon Center, because even though that fight wasn't too terrible, you can never be too careful. Definitely want to have all your Pokemon healed up for whatever might come at you next. Alrighty, we've restored our Pokemon to full health. And I think with that, we are going to be ending things off here. Yeah, I know, anyone who's played this game before really wants to see what happens next, but I think we're going to be saving it for next time. So, this past episode of Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we conquered quite handily the Opelucid City Gym and the leader of the dragons, Drayden. And next time on Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we are going to be heeding his advice and hearing what he has to say about Unova's creation many centuries ago. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.